How many of you here feel as though that you're parenting the parent? I think that's a very good topic, guys. How many of you here think that your parents raised you because maybe it's because they thought their life needed meaning, and so now you're here, and then it's like, and now it's gotten to the point where it's like, you know, I feel like I'm even wiser than my parents now, and if you try to do something like that, it's like, no, no, you're being disrespectful. You need an attitude adjustment, yeah. And then that just, you still gotta live with them, and it can get you a little angry, right? And it's like you feel guilty for being angry. It's like God or whatever in your mind or outside of you, even for that matter. Oh, you're not honoring your parents. I mean, it's just this indoctrination. It's like, oh, you gotta honor people that brought you into this world. If you're not doing that, then you're the one that's in the wrong. How many people can relate to this? If your parents die, I don't want to be cold or anything, but you might be able to sell your house, for equity, because all this inflation, But at the same time, it's like if I say something like that, oh, Black Hole, how can you say that? I love my parents, and that's good. I understand that. But there's other people who are like, I want my parents to die. I'm not talking about everybody. It's like, so I can sell the house. Man, I don't care about living here. I just want the world out of my ass. All this inflation, nothing ever changes. It just gets worse. What else can I do? No one will give me a good job. And even when they do give me a job, it turns out to be something that doesn't pay enough, or that it's just that I'm not happy with. Oh yeah, sell the house for equity. And it's like, oh, I gotta feel guilty for wanting to, live on my own. It's like your parents raise you, and then you end up having to come back and live with them again. There's so many people that are living with their parents nowadays, guys. There's so many people that are having to just scrape by or just under the coattails of their parents. I mean, some people don't even have both parents. They have one or the other, whether it be your mother or your father. And you might have lost one of them because of medical conditions. I lost my mother because the doctors would never help her. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw my mother up walking around the way she used to. She used to be so spirited. And then the last 2 years of her life, every time I would come over and visit, when I still had an apartment, I could afford it, she'd always be just sitting there and I never saw her up and about like that again. And now it's like, yeah, I'm living with my parents too. I mean, it's just I only got one of them left, my father. He tolerates me. Let's just put it that way. Steve Brown, I know he's trying to help his father out. I mean, he's made that clear on his channel. And I love his channel. I love all these YouTube channels. But I think I've even heard it said on these videos of spiritualism. It's like, a lot of times you bring a child into this world, some point of consciousness, it oftentimes turns out that the child is wiser than you. And yeah, I think we got a lot of that going around. We got a lot of parents that think that their children are being disrespectful or whatever, when in actuality, they see all the BS that's going on. But they can't say anything about it because they're disrespecting, they're dishonoring their parents. They can't get anybody to hire them. Parents, especially the baby boomers, I mean, I don't want to go too far. You know what I want to say, guys. The average parent, I'm not talking every parent. There's a lot of good parents out there. I'm not, I don't want to go too far. But the average parent doesn't have a clue of, what's really going on in the world. But then again, it's like, no, Black Hole. It's like, oh, we watch the news. We know. Well, the reason I speak for a lot of parents and their children out there, the reason why you can't get a job is because They got everything. I mean, there's just nobody's hiring anymore. Let's just put it that way. Nobody's hiring anymore because everything is just, people just, people can't get the job they want anymore. There's not enough positions. The prices have gone up. The wages aren't just staying the same. There's not enough positions. Even when you have experience, they still won't take you because of this waiting list stuff. If you have a job that you're actually satisfied in this world, you need to grab it with everything you have. And even that can get you fucked because, oh yeah, I care about this job so much, I don't want to fall behind. And even the stress of that, even that can get you fired. That's what happened to me with the equipment. Anyway, it's a long story. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about, I don't want to be selfish and just talk about me. I want to talk about everybody else out there that's struggling with things that probably even worse than I've gone through. You gotta understand, this life is all about just waking up and going to be a slave for a piece of paper. And if you can't do that, then you're out on the street, man. And these parents, they expect you to just be able to just go out in the world and get a job. It's not that easy, guys. It doesn't work like that. You gotta, even when you have experience, all these jobs, you gotta have experience, and you gotta be there on time. What happens if something goes wrong with your car? What happens if you oversleep or your alarm doesn't go off, or you have too much fun the night before, you get drunk or whatever, and it's like, oh no, I'm hungover, and it's like, oh no, I missed a day of work, and your boss takes you in the back room, like, why weren't you here? What happens? And you eventually probably lose your job, not always, but your parents got all these expectations of you. They raise you, and they want you to just go out in the world and just be a perfect, just all these people, they want you to just be an average human being. Or a lot of parents even want their kid to be the president of the United States, but it doesn't work like that. You got to, it's just, you got all these voices in your head. You got to go and you got to be a slave, and you got to just do the same thing every day, the same repetitive moves. And there's all this stuff that's been put in place to make you think that if you don't do that, then you're a bad person, or you just don't deserve to survive. Hell, I don't remember ever asking to be born. I'm just here, and I just got to make the best of it. This world is all about just being a slave to this piece of paper. That's it. If you do anything outside of that, then there's something wrong with you. You need help. You need to go see a therapist or whatever, psychiatrist, psychologist, you name it. You go to school all these years. We're all forced to go to school for the first 20 years or so of our lives. And then if we can't we can't retain the information we've learned, or just have a piece of paper showing that, oh, I graduated high school or college or whatever. College is just, it's just, everything's expensive. Then it's just, oh, we're not qualified. That's the word I'm looking for. You're not qualified. Guys, it's just anybody can learn to do this stuff. Anybody can just go out in the world and just learn something. You get all this training and everything. And even when you do learn it, it gets old and you want to do something else. Everything's always about, oh, what's available? How much do we need you? We're not going to pay you if you're not needed. Why can't everybody just have all this transactional crap? Why does everything got to be based off a piece of paper? Why can't we just help each other and everything? Your parents, they make love one night and you're here. And now we got to find a way to survive. I could make this video like, 10 hours long, but I only got like 12 minutes or so. But I'm telling you guys, that's the main issue here. It's, we need to find ways to just, survive. And the only way to do that is to, make this thing that we gave value to, this piece of paper called money, this dollar, these cents, this shekels, moolah, whatever the hell you want to call it. If we can't do that, then we're worthless. Okay, so let me get this straight. Our parents bring us here, and we don't ever remember asking to be here, even if we are conscious beings. And we just spiritual boredom, sentium spirit or whatever gets incarnated in this body because a mother had to have her egg fertilized by a sperm, whether it has the X or Y chromosome. What is it? You get the Y chromosome, you become a male. It's just, okay, we're supposed to just procreate and make love. All this stuff is put in place. I've heard it said on other YouTube channels, all this stuff is a trap just to make us want to procreate and bring more slaves into the system. The system will never be beaten. These parents have all these expectations of us, and it's like, how are we supposed to do that when the population keeps rising, prices keep going up, the wages stay the same? Fuck. Nothing ever gets any better. Even if Donald Trump is president, even if Camilla was president, it still doesn't matter because nothing ever gets accomplished. Because we're just supposed to submit to the man and with, yes sir. It's just you feel so helpless. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Go around with your little picket signs, stop all the inflation, bring wages up. Make it so that people can move out of their parents' house and get a place to live. But that's not what it is. Everything's the exact opposite in this hell realm. That's why you shouldn't have kids, because if you want to make love, then do it with yourself, or do it on television with something on TV or whatever, or just get a dog or a cat or adopt. But just, it's not worth bringing somebody into this hell realm based off of paper where nobody ever really helps each other unless you have it. And your parents have all the expectations in the world of you, and how in the hell are you supposed to do anything when nothing ever gets any better? Guys, I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you guys again when the time is right. And yeah, let me guys know what you think, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, that's all for now, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.